So let's talk a little bit about using AnimBot's temporary pivot. The temporary pivot can be useful for creating a pose like this based on what we've already got from our run cycle. And we can make some easy modifications to this pose to create this pose. So let me just show you how to do that with the temporary pivot. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my global control and I'm going to slide my character forward. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select all no global. I want to read this pose in. I need to make sure in my studio library that it isn't from file but from selection, because I created these poses with a different wolf rig. So we need to do it from selection. If I hit apply now, the pose can be read in nicely. So we still need to make some adjustments to it. One of the first things I'm going to notice is here inside our reference, these legs are quite close together and they're much more similar to what we have on the left back leg here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down over to my selection sets. I'm going to select my left back leg, and this contains all the controls for this leg, and I'm going to mirror it. So now I have something a little bit closer to what we see inside the reference. The next thing I'm going to do is select our left arm and our right arm IK, and then I'm also going to select our full body control. Now I'm going to come down here to the temporary pivot. You'll get a manipulator that looks like this. While it's in this mode, you can adjust where things are going to be pivoting from. We really need our character to pivot from the hips. So I'm going to pull this back towards the hips and down a little bit so it's a little bit more realistic where it will be pivoting from. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit E so I get my rotation manipulator, and now I'm going to rotate this entire pose up. So we've gotten kind of close. Another thing is the weight of the hips is further over the feet. So while I've got it in this state, I'm going to hit W, go to object mode, and then I'm going to bring everything back here so it's a little bit more above his feet. But I've been able to maintain the pose for the right arms and the head and everything like that as I'm going forward. So now I'm going to click off. I'm going to click on this. You can see like some other adjustments I want to make. So I want to rotate this down a little bit, and then I'm going to use this neck control to get this a little bit more in line, and then rotate the head up a bit. So the feet in this pose, I think we want to get them a little bit more on the tree. So I'm going to go ahead and make some quick adjustments to this paw. So now I have a pretty nice pose here for the right arm. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the legs. I'm going to select all of the right arm by selecting the group button that I've created for it, and I'm just going to go ahead and mirror the left one. So now we have something super close, and it was pretty easy. So hopefully that will help you. It's one way that you can use the temporary pivot.